Alright, I'm coming. Just give me a second here. Yes. Okay, what are we talking about today? Oh yeah, right. It's time for the best tutorial so far. I have the door open. Sorry. I always forget to close the door. And the microphone picks up on all the sound from the kids and the wife who are like, yeah, trying to live their life in this house, and I'm trying to make videos. So today's video is gonna be about the best part with using a drone, and that is the different aerial maneuvers that you can do. So a lot of you guys have been asking me after watching my drone videos and my vlogs, like, hey, can't you do a tutorial about how you shoot your drone shots? So I started doing this after the vacation this summer. First video was about gear and camera settings. I will link it down in the description down below. So I started making tutorial videos. First one was about camera settings. Second one was about the settings for your drone, so that you get smooth movements with your drone. And also I did a color grading tutorial, but that's going to be more of that later. But for now we're going to focus on basic and advanced aerial maneuvers when you're recording video. Maybe you are like the way I used to be. You've just got your hands on your first drone and you want to go out and create, but you don't really know how to. Let me spare you 3 years of suffering right there, okay? Hopefully you can pick up on some things and improve your game after watching this video. I always like to say, just to be clear, that I am in no way a professional at drone flying or photography. Everything I know I have learned myself pretty much. So if you think I suck at what I'm saying and I'm doing something wrong, let me know in the comments, so even I can learn something. But during the years I've picked up on a few things and I would like to share them to you, because I think that the result I'm getting is good enough. It's not pro, it can always be better, but it is good enough, and that's the important part. We don't want to learn everything, we want to learn important stuff so that we can live our lives and work and do like regular stuff, since we are not pros. If you're pro, you can watch this video as well, but most of you guys are not pro like me. This is going to be a 3-step process. First off, you need to learn and understand what your skills are today. This is very important so that you don't miss out on a great opportunity to catch some awesome footage of tropical island or whatever. What am I talking about? Well, if you don't have the skills to fly and make advanced moves in the air, don't do them. Use what you can and you will still get a great video if you have a good location. It does not have to be that advanced, that is the first thing. Second part is practice and improving. This takes a lot of time. Third part is executing, doing the things you have learned, and I guess it's like you keep on learning forever, it never really stops. Right, first off, camera settings. Even if you make awesome maneuvers, if your camera settings suck, you don't have an ND filter, it could be a waste. So make sure you have the right camera settings before you try this, unless you are just practicing. Watch my camera settings video if you're uncertain about the settings. If you're a total beginner, I want to give you a heads up and warn you about something. One of the biggest rookie mistakes that I see all the time on YouTube is that people do what I call periscoping. You know, like a submarine looking up like this, left, right, left, right. That is because you just got a drone and you think it's fun to fly. But let's face it, you can't use that video if you're periscoping. So many people, they get a drone, they go up, they look at the screen. Wow, I can see stuff from here. I'm flying. Yeah, but the video sucks. So don't do periscoping, look around. Just get a drone up in the air, start hitting the record button, and don't do anything unless you're doing like the super easy stuff I'm just about to talk about. Because it really sucks watching videos where you don't have an idea how you want to fly in the air and just go around. It's like I shake this camera. Nobody wants to watch that either. So don't do that if you're a total beginner. If you are not a beginner, yeah, sorry, I'm taking up your time here. Moving on. Time to talk about aerial maneuvers. Now I have split these ones up in 4 different parts. Number 1 is one directional shot. Number 2 is 2 directional shots, meaning that you are making 2 things at the same time. And number 3 is making 3 or more movements at the same time while you are recording video. I think no guy can do that, only women multitasking, just kidding. Number 4 is what I call overkill mode. That is pretty much when you combine 3 or more directional shot, chasing down a moving object, and also maybe in sports mode, which makes things way more complicated. That is like black belt of drone flying. I often fail at this myself, but if you do it, you're pretty awesome. I'm gonna talk about all these 4 in just a moment, but first I want to talk about the intelligent flight modes that you have on the newer drones like the DJI Mavic, the Phantom 4 and above. They all have like point of interest, they have tap fly, they have active track and so on, profile mode, a lot of cool stuff. I suggest if you want to make cinematic video that you stay away from these ones as much as possible, primarily because they are boring. They do not take into consideration that you want a cinematic look where you want your object in frame. They're pretty much just random. You can use them for a few clips, that's fine, but I would recommend going manual for everything if you can. Also in active track, on the DJI Mavic, the camera settings switch to auto, so you cannot control the camera settings when you are flying in active track, and that sucks a lot. DJI, you should really look into that. We can't have it that way. We want to be able to have manual settings and go for active track. If this has changed, let me know, but I don't think so. Also, I think that in active track the drone makes like sudden moves and it doesn't look good. Coming into the first one here, the one directional shot. What is the one directional shot? Quite simple. You go up in the air and you go one direction. Could be any direction. Just go left, just go right, just go forward, just go up or down. In one directional shot, only tilting the gimbal up and down is also a nice movement, just hovering in the air. Also, you can just stand still in the air and just look at things. You can do a slow rotation like this. All works out great in step 1, the one directional shot. If you are a worthless drone pilot and you go to Hawaii and you have some awesome scenery in front of you, one direction shot is just fine for making an awesome video. Yeah, it doesn't have to be more advanced than that. But if you want to make it more advanced, you can go into step 2, which is 2 directional shots, just to show that you know what you're doing. Before going into step 2, the 2 directional shot, I would like to give you some speed advice here. Always adapt your speed of the drone depending on the location you are at. For instance, if you are in a small garden, you want to consider going into tripod mode to fly very slow and get the shot so that you don't fly into a tree or anything. If you have a big open room like over a lake or anything, you can go for the regular speed or maybe even sports mode. It won't be a problem, but think about what kind of speed you want to use before you take your shot so that you don't fly sideways and crash into a tree like I did with my Mavic, but it survived after getting this little tour in the air, smacked into the ground, 60 kilometers an hour full speed. I thought it was dead, but it survived. 2 directional shot is the classic one, is the flying sideways and panning like this. That is a pretty cool, very often used shot. That's like a POI, point of interest shot. You can also go straight up in the air and tilt the camera down slowly. That is called the crane shot. You can also fly straight forward and tilt the camera up or down. This is called the unveil shot, and it is a great opener for most videos. One of my favorite shots is actually when you fly straight forward and you tilt down over a cliff or some kind of edge of the forest or coastline or something like that, because what happens is when you tilt the camera down flying forward, you get the feeling of acceleration, and that is quite awesome because it feels like you are flying straight down over that edge. We did this in the Portugal video. It was pretty cool on that location. Also, you can go sideways and tilt the camera up. That's like a nice unveil shot, which I can recommend. It's easy to do. So there is a lot of different ways of going with the 2-directional recording technique. You can pretty much try out anything. But the things I use the most is for sure the unveil, going straight forward, tilting up, the sideways unveil, tilting down first and tilting up, and yeah, going over the cliff, tilting down. Moving into some more advanced flying techniques, which brings us to step 3, which is pretty much 3 or more directional maneuvers, and this is very tricky. So, fan det regnar ute. So to explain to you how difficult it is, we're actually gonna step outside and I will try to do this myself, and I will talk you through it as I do it and show you what I'm talking about and the way I try to do it. Okay, let's go outside. Weather is crap, but it's Sweden, it's summer, so yeah, I guess we have to deal with it. I'm gonna do the 3 or more shot and walk you through it in a multicam scene here. So we're gonna do going left, panning to the right, also while we're going up and tilting the camera down. That's impossible! The thing you want to do is that you want to lock on like a drummer, like the first, the second, the third, the fourth. We're locking on to that house there. That is our center point right there. And we're going left, and we're going up, and we're turning right, and we're tilting down. One by one, easily getting a feel, and then you hold it when you got it. Now I got it. So I just hold, 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 hold. Make sure you get at least 5 seconds so you have something to edit with, and got it. Now we're going back, we're gonna go to the right, we're gonna pan left, we're gonna descend and tilt up for movement. First we're going right, then I'm descending, tilting left and up. See how nice this looks when you're like descending in a rotation, all in the same movement. Really cool effect, although we are going like 40 kilometers an hour, that is way too fast. Anyway, that is how I do the 4 or more shot. And then you have like sports mode, and if you enter sports mode with the Mavic, it's gonna be crazy with the left and right yaw movement like this. You can't use this. So if you go in sports mode and you wanna go like left and right, you have to be very soft. I have the settings turned down to the maximum. Still very tricky though to get it right. Oh, let's get back inside, will we? Ooh. So that was step 3, the 3 or more directional shooting technique. And that leaves us with the final one, and that one is called overkill mode. And that is because it's extremely hard to perform. And what you are doing is pretty much that you are doing 3 or more directional flying as you are chasing a moving object, maybe also in sports mode. The thing that makes this the hardest is that you only really get one shot at this. If you fail, the moving object might be gone. And that really puts your nerves to the test. Will you get the shot or not? Also, if you have a DJI Mavic Pro, it is really tricky because it's affected by the wind. Not that it's gonna crash or anything, it's just that you simply don't get anywhere if there is a hard wind blowing. You would just hover in the air, slowly moving to the side, making things harder. So with a lot of wind, all of this gets way more complicated. So now that we've gone through all these different shooting techniques that will help you make some really cool videos, yeah, we're good. We're gonna make awesome video. No, no, we are not good. The most important thing is still missing. Weather and conditions on the scene. You can be an awesome pilot, as awesome as you can get, but if you don't have the light with you, it really doesn't matter. It's gonna look like shit anyway. Golden hour is good, sunsets, early mornings during autumn when the sky turns all pink and stuff. Totally recommend it. But make sure that you save your energy for the right moment. If the weather is crap, you can go out and practice. Crap, I mean, like, not the correct light, not rain crap. Don't fly in rain. I never said that. Maybe they are gonna sue me for saying that. If you wait for the correct moment, you can capture pretty amazing scenery. When we are talking about the perfect conditions, this is why I will have to say that the DJI Mavic Pro is like the best drone ever built. Because most of the time it's so portable that you can pretty much bring it with you all the time. You don't need the big extra bag to throw in even in the car when you're going somewhere. Meaning that when the light is perfect, you have the pink sky, you have this extreme lightning that nobody ever saw before, then you will have your drone with you. If you have an Inspire 2 or a Phantom 4, maybe the case was too big to drag around all day. Not with the Mavic. So getting an awesome shot with the Mavic or getting no shot with Inspire or Phantom? Which drone is the best one for unplanned shots? Yeah, it's the Mavic. So I consider it to be the best drone there is on the market right now, until they release like a new Mavic with a better camera or something, of course, but for now it's nothing can beat it really. Yeah, you have the DJI Spark, but it only shoots 1080p and it's not the same. I would recommend Mavic all days in the week. Or buy a Spark and then sell it and then get a Mavic or Mavic 2 or whatever. Time to sum things up here. I've been talking a lot today. Hope you're not getting bored at this. If you do, let me know in the comments and I will terminate this YouTube channel immediately. If you want to improve your aerial ability, practice a lot. Look at the things I told you. Also check on YouTube like the 5 basic aerial maneuvers or 10 aerial maneuvers. You go out there and practice. Try to make this work. Tweak your controller settings. Make sure your camera settings are right. Practice, practice, practice. So when the amazing light comes, or you want to do a job for a client or just with some friends, you will have the knowledge needed to nail it. And it's gonna be awesome. In the upcoming videos, I'm gonna talk about what you do in post-production when you have gotten some cool footage, and also a bit about how you can record in the air and make it look awesome while editing. So that's upcoming videos. I'm also gonna talk about a ton of stuff that I've learned during this summer when I was making like videos every day during the summer, like vacation vlogs. I will post a link down below to the vlogs playlist. You can check it out if you like to, if you want to see a lot of Sweden. And that's the reason why we do this. We practice, we watch YouTube tutorials, we try to learn, because then we can use it to make vlogs or cool drone videos and whatever. And that is just awesome. We are very lucky to not be living in the Stone Age, where they have like, yeah, if they saw a drone, they would probably shit themselves in their... They didn't have diapers? No. I don't know where they shit. Let's forget about that shit. That's it for that's it for today. Hope you liked today's video. If you did, hit the subscribe button if you're not on the channel already. More cool stuff will be coming and more vlogs and whatever. And if I missed anything or there is anything else you are curious about, drop a comment, tell me the request you have and I will try to explain or make a video about it. Alright, see you around. Bro fist.